Did You Have To is a proud member of the But Why Though podcast community.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Did You Have To? And today we have a special discussion about women in anime fandom with Eunice from BlackGirlsAnime.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Good. Thank you for coming on.
Definitely.
And as always, I'm Kate.
And I'm Misha, and we're all tired.
Yes,
yeah, we are.
I had to. But no, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. Also, this is a special Ani-minisode. I did it. I said it right.
Hey, you said
it. Yeah. Eunice, if you don't know, we decided to call some of our episodes Ani-minisodes.
Nice.
Where we can have these kind of discussions, because we're supposed to be a live action anime podcast, but we're slowly warping into a full-fledged anime podcast.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anime's life, so definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But before we dive in, do we want to talk about our crunch time stuff?
Yes, crunch time. And if this is your first time tuning in, crunch time is the part of the show where we talk about the different anime or manga that we're reading from Crunchyroll. Ooh. And I can go first because all I did was catch up a little bit on Promised Neverland. I'm still not completely caught up, but I've also been busy.
Okay, well, you have until this Thursday because we have to talk about things.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm getting there.
But, Eunice, you watch it though, right?
I do, and I actually read manga, so that's why I'm laughing.
Yes, I've read I'm all up to date on the anime and the manga. But I think you mentioned, I saw your tweet about Sister Crone, and I definitely have words about Sister Crone.
Yeah, my group on Facebook had words too. Oh my god, it was a battle. It was pretty interesting, but
yeah. I just from the manga into the anime, I have so many words.
So what you're saying is we need to bring Eunice back just to do Promised Neverland episode, because at this point we mention it every episode, so we have to have a dedicated season wrapped. Let's talk.
I say yes because then we can really dive in and I can chill out and not bring it up every time.
You're still going to bring it up every time.
I am. Why not? It's so good.
It is a good. You know what though? If I'm being honest though, I don't know why I'm such a manga freak, but I just love the manga more because I feel like the anime has such a slow progression. It's just get to the point, get to the juicy stuff. I want to see it all. If you're reading the manga, there's all this juicy stuff happen, and you're get to that. All this little cutesy, fall in love with Phil. Let it go, sis. What we came here for, okay? Emma, we need to see if Emma's gonna survive.
Right. No, I feel you on the manga part because I'm kind of just I know Kay, I know you're busy lady, so you don't probably have time to read the manga. But if there's a time when you don't care and I can just tell you everything, please let me.
So no, I would totally be okay with that, because actually how I got into Gantz was the guy I was dating at the time. He used to read it at at night, it was his nighttime reading or whatever. And I was like, "What the hell are you reading?" He was like, "Oh, it's Gantz." And I was like, "Oh." He was like, "This is volume 98." And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna get caught up." And so he just ran me down on everything to that point, and then just explained it to me. And I was like, "Oh, it's a bedtime story. Only it has giant monsters and a lot of death and sex."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's Gantz.
Gantz.
Well, no, we will definitely do that then when we have the Promised Neverland episode, because when people be like, "Oh, it's just about this," "Oh, you have no idea what it's about yet. Just wait." But no, yeah, I look forward to that one. So then for me, I have been watching Hunter x Hunter.
Ooh.
I just started it. I briefly remember starting it, watching it before, but I decided let me just do a deep dive, because I joked about starting One Piece and I laughed at myself because I'm never gonna finish One Piece. So
nobody's ever gonna finish One Piece.
I know people who have taken 3 months of their lives. Not even what did this girl tell me? She told me she took 3 weeks to catch up on One Piece. She did not sleep. That's all she did.
What?
She was dedicated.
God.
She's in our group and she's very dedicated to One Piece.
What kind of time?
Because she would watch it and then she would skip the opening, skip the ending. skip the fillers, and she just like catch up. So she was not playing games.
Well, like I've tried to do the math, and my problem is I can't find a dubbed version. So I could easily like speed through it if I could just have it on and listen. But all I can find is subbed, so that's not going to happen. So here I am with Hunter x Hunter. Yeah. And so far I've loved it. It's just really, really good. Like I'll give y'all, for people who aren't familiar with it, the synopsis is Gon, a young boy who lives on Whale Island, dreams of becoming a hunter like his father, who left Gon when he was still young. That's pretty brief, but like what I like the most about it, and like also what disturbed me at first, is like, so everybody's okay with killing. These 12-year-old children are okay with killing, like death in front of like no one. I think that's like my favorite thing about the anime. I feel like
you just described shonen anime.
I know, but like at least you got like Gohan, who was like concerned about like not wanting to kill people. Like these 12-year-olds know, like, oh, I have to kill that person. Okay, it's no big deal. Like there's no point where anyone is concerned about taking someone's life, or like when someone dies, no one is like panicking. And I'm like, this is refreshing, actually. But also, it was bizarre for the first few episodes because I'm in the Hunter exam arc.
Oh wow, you really just started.
Yeah, I started like Saturday when I was sick. I figured it was a good time to get into it, but yeah, so I like it so far. I know I got a long way to go, but I've been enjoying it for the most part. I'm waiting till that black girl with the braids pops up.
Ooh, Calorie.
I'm so excited. But yeah, what about you? What have you watched anything, Eunice, that you would like to share?
Oh my god, yes. I need to talk about this anime real quickly. It's called Joker. It's called Joker Game. It's on Crunchyroll. I was obsessed with it. I actually stayed up all night and watched all 12 episodes. Like it was
okay.
I did not sleep. I was like telling people on my Instagram, like, yo, I'm not going to sleep. Like I'm in love with it. And it gave me like the 91. I don't know if you guys have seen the anime 91 Days, but I'm really into like when I watch Shonen, I love, don't get me wrong, I love the classics. I love, the regular trope or whatever they're called. Animes, but I love to go into like historical and like drama, like dealing with like craziness. Like that's like my thing. Like I love like those mafia murder ones where this one was such an opposite one because like in this one, they like their motto, whatever it's called, is like, don't die but don't kill, like kind of like they're spies. So what is the anime? It's like it totally tripped me out. Like the beginning, like the opening song, I was thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be just like 91 Days and like a little bit of Kaguri from like Netflix. And then it was like a whole different thing. They have this thing called the D Agency, and like only like 12 people survived, and they put them through extensive like training to be a spy for Japan, and they were all over the world, and they were doing all these damn things, and then people were dying and killing themselves because they couldn't handle it. It was just, and then the D Agency boys were just chilling, and then one of them, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to watch it. When something happened to one of the guys I liked, and I was like, oh, that's just some BS. But you know what? It's still a good anime. I don't care what anybody says, because people are like, they didn't like it, but I loved it. So if you want something that's mysterious, mafia, historical, watch Joker Days and 91 Days.
Sign me the hell up. I'm down.
It's so good. I love it. Like I
also
really good.
Dude, Kate, there's a live action adaptation. We can do this.
Oh, yes.
Eunice, you're coming back for another episode.
Yay! I love it.
Yeah, a film and no, it's only an anime television series. I got excited. I thought we had a TV series and a live action movie, but the point is we got stuff to watch, ladies. Down with that. Alrighty, well, I think that wraps up crunch time. So let's get into our discussion. So we're calling this Ani-minisode Women and Anime Fandom, because we here and we exist. But yes, but I think what it kind of like, me and Kate have been wanting to have this kind of discussion for a while. But one thing, I think I had seen your tweets a few weeks ago when you were dealing with some, let's just say, targeted hate from some ashy anime boys.
My favorite
on Twitter. Yeah, they stay. They just don't die. They're like roaches. But I know I saw your tweets about it, and if you want to just share your experience with that, if you want to talk about it here. If not, you don't have to.
No, you know what? Like the funny thing about this is like the guys that they try to like put you down, and they try to like call you out and like take screenshot. Like they have like this weird screenshot thing and anime Twitter where they like to embarrass you. And I think that these guys realize that I was not the one. I am not a coward. I am not afraid of anybody. No one's going to run me off Twitter. Like, come on. Like, they were over here trying to call me out of my name, say I'm a fraud, all these crazy things. And I'm just looking at them like, you don't know me personally. I always tell people, I will never let someone that hides behind an anime filter or an anime background intimidate me off Twitter, like, or off any social media platforms. Like, I think it's hysterical that they think just because they have like a gang of friends that are gonna back them up that they can intimidate me. And that was that was where they failed, because I'm not anybody. I'm Eunice. I know myself. I'm confident in who I am. I know what kind of woman I am, and I would never let a boy that, because that's what I call them. I don't call them men, because men don't act this way. Boys do, and to me, they're boys trying to bully a woman. But at that day, I'm pretty sure a lot of them figured out that they met the wrong one. I don't care if you block me. I don't care if you talk about me. I am still here. What are you gonna do? I always told them, like, people are like, they're gonna say this and they're gonna say, I'm like, okay, but I'm the type of person where send a flight, meet me here. I'm here. I'm not afraid. I'm not running away. So I'm very confrontational, and I'm trying to pull back from that, but I'm a very confrontational person. So if you want to, back and forth me, I am the one. I've always been the one. But now that I have this Black Girls Anime thing, I'm like cooling off and like learning to like, not respond so much. But Lord God, they really tried me that day. They really tried me that day. I was like, I almost went back to like my old self, like my let's just say my old self, and what I would say had I not had this platform, it would have been a whole nother. I would have probably been banned off Twitter, because I have a lot of things to say.
It's always crazy to think about that. You don't think about it until you actually get in those situations. Like I know I used to be really very, very confrontational. Like, I don't care how many followers you have. If you're saying shit to me, I'm gonna say shit back. And then the moment we got the site and we started building it out, I was like, oh crap, okay. But it hurts sometimes. Like, I mean, hurts as in like, I want it, like, you know how like when you want to yell but you can't, and you get that feeling in your throat. That's how I feel when I can't tweet sometimes.
Oh God, sis, I feel you. I feel you so much, because like I have to remember that it's not just me. Like, a lot of women and a lot of young girls, they look up to my tweets, and they look up to like the fact that I'm so confident in my anime love. And I can't, as much as I want to pop off and as much as I want to go at these boys and tell them about themselves and give them the rundown, I have to realize that you're somebody's daughter watching, and they're going to think that that's how to act. And like, to me, it's not. Like, you got to, like, at the end of the day, be like, you know what? They're going to say what they're going to say. They're going to feel how they're going to feel. And I'm just going to move on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm learning, and I'm getting like all this like attention. I don't know, understand how it's happening. I'm learning to just keep quiet, block, and move on.
No, that's so true. I mean, with y'all situations for mine, I try to make sure, well, with me being a part of, but why though? Like, I'm an extension of it with the podcast with Kate, with my other podcast. I do kind of like take that into effect, but I always try to make sure people like, these are my opinions, and I'm like, this is my response to you directly. So I understand y'all have the challenge of like, you have this platform and you want to make sure you're being presented in a proper way. But yeah, no, fuck them people. So, and I applaud you for like handling the way you did, because like, I think we've all at one point, no matter what kind of fandom you're in, if you're a woman, especially if you're a woman of color in a fandom, you have a target on your back, and it's just like you constantly, it's going to be gatekeeping, it's going to be sexism, it's going to be like gaslighting. However it comes up, it's coming up, and you know they're going to try and get you. So I'm just be like, I ain't got shit to prove to you. But if you're trying to like, if you want to talk about anime with me, you're trying to like trip me up, I got something for your ass. It's like, I think Danny. Oh no, you had.
I know. Go ahead.
I know. I think it was like Danny Fernandez also was on Twitter, and like she had
I love her.
I love her too, but she had a similar response. She's just like, if anybody could gatekeep, I could gatekeep, but I don't, because that's some whack ass shit. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. But like, her whole thing is like, somebody was saying she wasn't a real fan. I'm like.
She was like, I have Goku and Vegeta tattooed on my body. I get invited out to Funimation premieres. Right. I could gatekeep you.
Exactly.
If there was someone who could gatekeep, it is her. So y'all need to step back. But like, again, it's like, you have to reply. Sometimes you have to respond back to these people. So I'm sorry. You don't have to. Because trolls don't deserve our attention, but we can. And then we can put them in their places. So I just applaud y'all for doing that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus I love your platform too. I think I'm like on one of the Facebook groups too.
Nice.
And also,
group of mine.
Like one thing I've noticed, like following you, Eunice, is just like even like every time you start conversations and anytime you deal with that stuff, like you dealt with it, you know, it's like for me, at like as a woman of color in this fandom and any fandom really, because like white women don't really understand that a lot of the time, like, we have it coming from all damn sides, every single side, in like a whole different way. And so when I see you uplifting, you know, uplifting Black women in anime and uplifting just a female voice behind anime, I'm just like, this is a lot of good. And this is it makes me feel better about the fandom, right? Like it makes me feel like, oh yeah, there are women out here doing work.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh man, don't make me blush now. My head's already big.
No, you came into the wrong podcast.
Like I really want the women and girls that are like, shy. Like I have got a lot of messages and a lot of emails about women coming up to me or just DM me and telling me like, like I really help them, not be afraid to say that they like anime and not be afraid to speak up about like the comments that they receive. And like I promise you guys, I never expected this. This is like when I tell you how I started this page, you wouldn't even believe me. Like prior to this this Black Girl Anime thing, I was like so depressed and like just like so sad, and I was like this dark mindset. Like my mind was just rummaged. I had gone through something so terrible, and then like I was just like I felt lost, and I felt unworthy to live, and I felt unworthy to be anybody. Like I thought I was like I thought so shitty of myself. I thought I was like this like useless human being who doesn't deserve to be alive, and I was like I should just end it all. And like the day, it was crazy. Like I was on Facebook, right? And I was just having I was like so sad. I was like tears were falling from my eyes, and I'm not a crier. And like so I was like in this emotional weird state of mind. And then I was like Facebook. I promise to God, this is the craziest thing. Facebook was like, "Hey, do you want to create a group?" And I was like, "What the hell?" They said, "Do you want to create a page?" And I'm like, "What the hell? Like, what's that?" So I was like, okay. And so I clicked it, and then I was like, and they're like, "What's your page gonna be?" I was like, "Damn, what would my page be?" I was like, "All right, cool. I got it. BlackGirlsAnime." I kid you not, it was just like boom in my head, like BlackGirlsAnime. I was like, all right, this is not gonna pop off. This is nothing stupid. So I was just like every day I would just like tweet like, oh, I like anime. I'm a Black girl that likes anime. Anybody out there that likes anime with me? And like it wasn't getting any traction. I was just like, whatever. And I was still in this depressive state. And then I met this one woman. Her name is Shaniqua. She's on my team. And she like helped me like really brand out my team. Like she doesn't know this because if she ever hears this, she's gonna cry because she's a little baby. But no, she really helped me. I don't think she understands how much she helped me, get out of this depression that I was in and this sadness I was in, because I was really lost and then like I started BlackGirlsAnime, and then I started meeting all these other women, and just like then it took off even more. I think people understood that I was just like this crazy girl that can like run with the best of them, has seen so many animes. Like people were shook. And I don't know, like it's just crazy to me now. Like I'm looking, like a whole year has passed or a year and a half has passed or whatever, and now people are DMing me talking about how they've been in my situation with the depression and how like anime and my voice has like helped them out. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because I was thinking this of like a couple days, like what if I did end it that day? Like that day I was thinking about like what if I just like ended my life and like all that shit. And then like I wouldn't be here, and like would somebody else like not be here with me? Like sometimes I think about that, because like I get all these messages, like my DMs are filled with them, and I try to like talk to people and like tell them like if I someone that's been so strong her whole life can go through depression and not get over it, but like move past it and like try to learn from it, like learn like why I was sad and learn to finally forgive myself and forgive all the things that's happened to me, then they can do it too. And I used anime to forgive myself. I think everybody's gonna be like, oh, she's so corny, but I used Sailor Moon. I used Sailor Moon to cure my depression, because because like I kept thinking like, damn, like I was watching the old ones, like the back in the day ones where she'd be like, Sailor Moon says, and it was the episode where she was helping her best friend, and she was like, because her best friend was like in love with like one of the guys from the Negaverse. And
oh my god,
remember that one?
He's pretty abusive, and she's like, friends don't let. Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, keep going.
I was watching that. No.
Sailor Says got me through some shit.
I'm just like, now that I'm an older, like I'm grown and I'm a woman, I look back on like those Sailor Moon says, and I'm like, yeah, like Sailor Moon does says, like, she's like, you know, you gotta, like, she always talked about like forgiveness and talked about like, you know, being a better person and treating the person that even if they don't look like you, like, better. Like, she always had like that clear and like positive message, and that's what I try to put out there now, because like when I was watching, I was like, damn, what am I being sad for? Like, I'm alive, like I'm breathing, like I woke up today, like somebody didn't wake up today, and here I am being a little. Can we swear on this thing?
Yes.
Being a little bitch. Being a little bitch, crying. Like, I'm like, yo, Eunice, get up. Like, today's a new day. And I just like did that Aaliyah song, dust myself off and got back up again. Like, and now I'm here talking to y'all and talking to other people. Hey. So like pat on the back for me for like moving forward and not letting the I call it the works of the devil, you know, take me out, because I was close, but God told me, go bring that ass back. Bring that ass back here, man. So yeah, sorry for my little ramble.
No, I loved it. I mean, we were going to ask you to tell you about yourself anyways, but I'm like, that's just like perfect, because I completely agree. I've gone through, anime has got me through breakups. Anime has got me through depression. It like to help me process depression, I think, better, like, or process my anxiety better. Yeah. So like anime truly does, like, the impact is strong. So I completely like just connect with you on what you're saying. And then like just being able to, we'll get into this as the discussion goes on, but like just finding a community within the fandom is so powerful, because I can have a terrible day going on, but if I can like connect, if I can just go, if me and Kate, like I can just like, can we just talk about anime for a minute? And we just like, you like, what is it? Oh, are sharing pictures of Vegeta back and forth. Yes. And like that just gives me so much joy. You find a thirst pic of Vegeta, I find a thirst pic of Vegeta. Ooh. And we just like talk about how much we love him. And that makes my day better.
I think on that point too, it's one of those things like, and I guess this is it really answers the first question of like, how'd you get into anime? Who are you? How'd you get here? Right? Like, in like all honesty, like we did a Sailor Moon episode, and I spent forever talking a Sailor Moon episode on my other podcast, and we talk about like the importance of things, like why things matter, how they got to like culture to be cultural points and stuff like that. And I spent a long time talking about Sailor Says, because when I was doing the research, like the background research and stuff to like make the show notes, I was like, damn, Sailor Says got me through a lot, like a lot. It taught me, you know. It taught me what to look out for in my friends. It taught me to take care of myself. And then I also realized, like, as I've gotten older and now that I'm a woman, I actually identify a lot more with Usagi now in some weird way, because she messes up all the time, but she doesn't stop trying. And like the friend group and her friends consistently lift her up. She's annoying as all hell. Like she's annoying. But there's something about her ability to, when she has to put, you know, work to talk, she comes through because she has to. And so with me, like as an adult, I'm like, well, I still love Sailor Jupiter, but I actually think like there are a lot of pieces that I fit in a little bit more with her. Right. Which is always weird to look back on anime you watched as a kid, as an adult. Or to like still use that anime. And Sailor Moon's one of my touchstones. That was my gateway anime. So
same.
Yep. Children of the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah, but like, you know, when you talk about sorry, you were saying something?
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I used to like be like, you know, oh, I'm Sailor Mars, like I'm so hot tempered, and I'm like that fighter friend. And like now, like you like you're saying, like, you know, Usagi was just like, now that I'm older and I understand her more, I'm like, damn, I'm Usagi. I'm actually learning that I'm actually a caring person, and like I'm very loyal, and like I'm like Usagi is the type of friend that every person needs, because you know the creator of Sailor Moon said the reason that the Sailor Scouts are the way they are is because that's when she was going through her own depression, her own sadness. Those were the girls the Sailor Scouts were the friends she always dreamt of, always wanted, and Sailor Moon was that best friend she always wanted. And like, to me, I feel like everybody in this world deserves a best friend like Usagi, because she will ride for you to the end. Like, she would die for her friends. She didn't care. Like, no matter, even though Momoru, like Darien is like the love of her life, she would die for any of those girls. Like any, like nobody, like she would give her life for them, because that's her personality. Like, she's just like a giver. She would rather take abuse and be so that way that the person that was going to receive it can never feel that pain. She would rather deal with that pain on herself. And I feel like people don't take that into account. They always say like Usagi was like the weak one, the crybaby, but they don't understand like Usagi was taking a lot of pain. Like, the girl went through hell, and she would always have a smile on her face. She would always put her friends first. She put her family first. She put her child first. She put her man first. And like, she never put herself first. She was never selfish, no matter how much I wanted her to be. There were certain episodes I'll be like, bitch, if you don't become selfish right now. But she was like this like selfless girl, and like everybody like always try to like downplay her. So now, like, if I see somebody like saying about something about Sailor Moon, I'm like, yo, cut it out. Don't come about my girl Usagi. I'm not like you through the internet.
No, I get that, because like y'all said, like, I mean, again, Sailor Jupiter has always been my Sailor Scout that I wanted to be. But at the end of like, I always admired that Usagi was definitely the friend she's been there for each character. She's always there for everyone, and she's always like the support for them. I'm like, that's the friend I want. Like, it makes you be like, that's the friend, that kind of friend I want to be one day when I grow up. Right. So yeah, she was dropping knowledge bombs. Yeah. Before, so we can go on to the next question. But I did want to know, so I mean, I don't know if you want to expound more on it. You already said like Sailor Moon was your gateway anime. The question was, how did you get into anime? But if we've already answered that, we can go by it. But if it's, you totally can answer it however you want.
No, the funniest thing is that I kid you not. This is the craziest thing, right? I lived in Queens, New York, in Jamaica Avenue, right? I lived in an apartment, and it was literally I will never forget this night. It was 10:30 at night. That's when Toonami would start, right? And this girl, it was Sailor Moon. It was the opening, and I was like this like 5-year-old girl, right? And this girl was like this magical thing. I was like, whoa. I was mind struck. I was like, oh my God, what is this? And, like, I stayed up, like my mom. At the time I lived with my mom, my aunt, and my baby sister. And they all were in the room, and I had came out because I've always been a night owl my whole life, ever since I was basically born. My mom has always said I don't sleep at night. So I came out at night, and I turned on the TV, and I kid you not, what was it, channel 47?
Yes.
It was channel 47. Toonami came on, Sailor Moon popped on, the theme song came on. I kid you not, ever since that day, I have never stopped watching Sailor Moon. Even to this day, even to right now, I will always watch Sailor Moon. Like, it was like my gateway. It like blew my mind as a 5-year-old. Like, I was like, who is this like, no Disney prince. I was never into Disney princesses. It was always about Sailor Moon. Like, everything she did was what I wanted to do. Everything she was and the Sailor Scouts that's what I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real. No, them transformations got me. I was just like, wait, did she just twirl and glitter? Just floated around? Like, is that a bow? Oh, yes.
Is that, oh my God, my mom used to be like, why are you so obsessed with this girl? Why are you so obsessed? My friend, leave her alone. I'm like, no, she's beautiful.
No, she is. I love her so much. And like you said, like, the transformations got me, and then like Toonami Block just got my butt pretty rock solid with like the fighting anime, but like, and Yu Yu Hakusho. But like, Sailor Moon was it for me, because I was just like, is she dancing in fire and transforming? I want to watch this now. Exactly. So
I totally may have like ran around the house with pens and pretended to transform.
Who didn't?
I also at Blockbuster, I rented Sailor
God,
Moon.
we're showing our age.
I know. I rented the Sailor Moon, is it R or S? I rented one of the Sailor Moon movies every single week my parents went. And my dad was like, why are we wasting money on this? You've seen this movie 10 times. And my mom is just like, this just means she'll leave us alone. Just get her the damn movie.
Oh my God. I know this is not like anything to be proud of, but you like my library, when I moved to Minnesota, and like our library would have the Sailor Moon, and I used to like go run to the library right after school and like put it in a DVD player. And VHS. I put it in the VHS and I would click it and I'll watch that rewind, click it, and then one day I was feeling a little bold, because I wanted this movie so badly. And nobody would buy it for me, so my ass took it home, and I still have it.
Oh my god!
I found it when I was moving. And I was like, oh my god! It was the Sailor Moon. It was the Sailor Moon one. Remember when they the rose one? It was the rose one.
Yes.
Girl, and I found that. I was like, damn! I was out here wilding, stealing VHS from the library.
While we're on stealing things, I realized as a child that I had no idea where my Sailor Moon compact hat came from because I had one. I had the little heart that is on her, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know, and about probably 10 years now, my cousin told me that I stole it from the pulga, like I stole it from the flea market. She was like, you just picked that shit up and walked away with it. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell your mom. And nobody questioned it. I was like, oh, okay. That's great. I was like, I thought I made that memory up because my mom was like, I never got you one of those. Yep. Sorry, lady working the flea market. I took your Sailor Moon brooch.
But I guess it's time for my confession. Some girl brought a Sailor Jupiter pen into class. And somehow it ended up home with me.
I'm crying.
I just love how we got closer and closer to stealing from actual people here.
Yeah.
but I returned the library.
That's the government I stole from.
The government don't care. No, they don't matter. It's fine. I mean, my mom found the pen and she's just like, whose is this? This ain't yours. I'm like, yes, it is. It's mine now. But I returned it to the girl like a week later. I got to keep it for a week. I'm like, no, my friend gave it to me. I was like, it was going to be a problem. Little kindergarten issue. It was going to have issues if I didn't return that. Funny. Oh, yeah. Sailor Moon. Teaching us life lessons and stealing.
Speaking about anime, though, I still remember the little shit in kindergarten. First grade, who stole my Snorlax card. I'm still mad about that. Still so mad about that. He reached into my Charmander binder and he stole that. Well, I did. I punched him and the teacher gave him the card because he thought I was stealing it from him.
Oh, he's sexist.
Oh.
See, that's exactly that bullshit. Nah, man. I fooled kids out of their Pokemon cards. I got me a holographic Pikachu for an Oreo. I was smart. I was just like, I'll give you the Snickers for your Charizard.
I'm sure. Crying. Out here finessing.
Anime scammers. That's what we are.
Anime scammers. I live for that.
Yes. Oh man. Kate, we got another T-shirt.
Yeah.
We just actually have to make it. Yes. Well, let's move on to question number 2 before we expose all of ourselves out here. So what, just again, we're speaking this from the lens of our experience, but what's some toxic behavior you've encountered as a result of liking anime?
Oh my God. Can I be honest with y'all? Before, when I didn't have this page, I didn't know this world exists, this anime, conversation exists, because it was just me and myself. My friends knew I was into anime. They used to make fun of me. They'd be like, oh, you into that Japanese shit. And they'd be like, you want to be Asian, huh? And they'd be saying some other shit I'm not going to say on here. But I never knew this life and world existed. When I first got into it, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, yo, there's people who talk about anime online. This is so great. This is so cool. I'm excited. And then it started you're a fake fan. You're not real. Those are your brother's collections. Mind you, I don't have a brother. May he rest in peace. But they were like, oh, there's no way in hell I used to get these comments there's no way in hell a black girl like you can have that kind of anime collection. That manga collection is a fraud. People were like, oh, my favorite one will always be, she bought it for clout.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Let's mind you that I own almost 300 manga books. And a lot of my room is animate out, and my room itself and my collection of stuff and cons and all that can put someone through college. I was reading the comments and I'm like, yes, I spend so much money to impress internet people that I don't even know. That's crazy.
Right.
And like, I never knew this world. I thought when I would enter, because like everybody embraced me on Instagram, everybody embraced me on like, Facebook. So when I went into Twitter, oh my God, I never thought the amount of backlash I would receive would be so intense. Like I was like reading these comments and I'm like, is this real life? Is this really happening right now? Like, I was like, I used to think they were jokes until they got so negative and so bad. And they would get into my DMs and they would just like tweet me so much horrible things. And I'm like, what did I do to y'all? Like, are you guys jealous? Like, I don't understand. Like, I was in my mind, I'm trying to think like, what could I have done to someone to have them hate me or just not like me? Like I've done nothing.
Exist. That's all they
apparently. And now that I've been in the Twitter world for like it hasn't even been a year. That's what's even more shocking to me. I have learned a lot. I learned that I was so naive coming into this. Like, I really didn't know what the hell I got myself into, even joining Twitter. Like, I don't want to say joining Twitter was a mistake or something I regret, but I wish I had more knowledge going into it, because damn, I was hit with a ton of bricks. I was shook. I was like, damn, what I do? I was like, y'all know my ex or something? Y'all got beef with him too? Y'all all got beef with me? What's up? And like, I was just like, whoa, it was a lot. Damn. Twitter's hard.
Damn. Yeah.
No kidding. No, I definitely get that, because when I really got more into Twitter, probably 2 or 3 years ago now. And I started like really making it more about like expanding a community and connecting with people. So that made it more fun and more engaging. But then like when I went down anime Twitter, I was like, oh, cool. More people who like anime like me. Like, this is great. I can talk about people. I can talk with people about anime. And then I soon found hater anime, the haters of anime fandom. And that was just a mess. It was not fun. And I was just like, y'all make me not want to, like, cause I had anime like in my bio. And then like that made me a target. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to shut up. And then I found other people who were like-minded, and that made it easier. But yeah, it'd be like, you probably don't even know the basics, like Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, seriously, bro?
I hate that.
And I've realized this, because this took me some time to unpack. It's not, so like for a while, I thought I hated Dragon Ball Z. It's not that I hated Dragon Ball Z, it's that I hated the dude bros who loved and treasured Dragon Ball Z, because they made me hate it. And I realized, okay, I will admit that it's not like the upper echelon of anime. Like but I don't have to hate it. Like, I don't have to put it down or anything. I was putting it down for myself, because those motherfuckers are making me hate it.
Yeah.
Because they were just talk shit about like, you don't know shit about Goku. What you mean? Goku can beat Superman. And I'm like, y'all are annoying. Y'all are annoying me. And then I realized, no, I actually do like Dragon Ball Z. It's one of my gateway animes. And it's helped me through some shit, mainly because of Vegeta. But like, they made me hate it. And then I realized, wow, y'all are just demons out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I have a different story, because like I was open. So kind of like how to explain it. So in school, I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. I was the only brown kid in a Catholic school with a whole bunch of white kids. That was the first thing. That sucked. Then I was the only girl who liked comic books, like X-Men and stuff. Then that sucked, because the girls didn't like that I was hanging out with the boys, because it was right around the time where everybody started getting crushes. And the boys, outside of like the one guy who was like my actual friend, used to treat me like crap because I wasn't supposed to have comic books. And then when I got into anime, I kind of found like those, like, we were just the weird kids. Like, we were always the weird kids because we liked anime, right? Like, it was like the dude who always wore his Naruto headband, and the guy who showed up with the print button-up shirt that was all just Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the one I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about.
And that was our group, and it was great. But then when you looked at it too, because like it was a switch in high school, because majority of my high school was Latino and Latino and Black, and then it was mostly a minority school. But like what sucked was I got hit a lot with the like, well, you're not supposed to like this. And it was like, you're not supposed to like this because Mexicans don't like this. You're not supposed to like this because Latinos don't like this. You're not supposed to like this because this is like a little white boy thing, or this is an Asian thing. And like I got that whole mess, and then I actually saw one of my friends get beat up because he was wearing a damn Naruto headband from somebody.
Well, damn.
It was shitty. But like we had like this nice group of us who just liked anime. Like no matter how bad and toxic everything was, like treating us like crap because we liked anime, we had each other. And it was great. And I mean, and because my school, the majority of us were people of color, and that was like also really, really great. And then you add in the fact when I started actually going to conventions and stuff, that was my first exposure to, oh, you don't really like this. Or, oh, tell me the plot of XYZ. Oh, you never saw this one. And that's when that started. When I started going to conventions and talking to people face to face, which is really weird.
That just never makes any sense to me. When you talk about like when people go to conventions, I paid money to come here. Why do I have to prove that I like this thing?
Exactly. Like I'm here with you. I am here with you. I like this thing. That's all it means.
I mean, I don't know how to unpack it. I want to unpack it because I'm like, is it because y'all are jealous that we want to play with these toys too, or that it's the idea that we've been playing with these toys too? Like,
I think it's like I honestly think a lot of it comes from just like the place that we live in. Like anime hasn't been mainstream really, and so it was one of those things where like I feel like they have some sort of ownership over it because people picked on them before, so you can't like it too, and you don't. It's like no, we all got picked on, all of us.
Yeah.
Like we all got picked on. We all dealt with the shit, and I dealt with it from multiple areas that you didn't. And it's one of those things like in Twitter, I'm not actually too big in anime Twitter, so I haven't had too much of those experiences. But the funny thing, and then this is all I'm gonna end it with, the best thing was when I started dating my husband. I like horror, I like anime, I like things that he doesn't like. And the best feeling was realizing that he was pretending to like them and like do stuff so he could talk with me because he didn't want me to feel like he didn't like what I liked. And I was like, the tables have turned. The tables have turned. And I'm clearly not the one who was fake. I mean, he never said I was fake or anything like that. It was just like an example of like, that's one of like I had somebody who didn't want me to hide that piece of myself and was actively trying to like have conversations with me, you know, about those things, which was great. But at the same time, like Twitter's a mess and awful, and I'm really trying hard not to get into anime Twitter, so I don't got to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, I suggest just keep communicating with me and Eunice. And then slowly spread into other corners, because I can totally tell you right now, I made one damn comment about Captain Marvel looking like a Super Saiyan, and my mentions went to shambles for at least 24 hours. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Let me just talk to y'all, because everybody said Killmonger's vest looked like Vegeta's armor. Y'all let that rock. Some ashy bro said that, but I make one damn comment about the woman's hairstyle. Sorry, I'm gonna go into a rant.
No, that I mean.
But no, it's like stuff like that is like kind of like what you said in person, like in real life. I realized I started to hide my interest in anime because I was sick of being picked on. I was tired of people saying like, that's not white people shit, or like, that's not for black people, that's not for black girls. Like it was like levels to it. Like I couldn't like it because I was black, and then I couldn't like it because I was a black girl, or like I wasn't really black if I liked anime. Well, lo and behold, now in 2019, damn near everybody's watching anime. And like that's the thing that gets me, where it's just like, y'all were never with us. Where we all at? And when we were talking about anime in class, I'm like, y'all wouldn't let me speak. Y'all wouldn't let me get my opinions out. I wasn't even allowed to talk about the damn Cell Saga because y'all kept on trying to shut me down, saying I didn't know nothing in the 5th grade. I'm like, and here I am, flourishing in my anime.
You know what? I actually miss playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because I had that happen. I think the biggest time I had it in high school, or the only time I had it in high school, really, where it was somebody kind of like questioning my knowledge. It was like, oh, you watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I was like, yeah. He's like, what kind of card do you have? And I went out of my way to make an all-female Yu-Gi-Oh deck. It was hard as hell. It took a lot of bullshit shopping, but like it was hard as hell. He was like, you can't play that. You don't even know how to build a deck. Ha ha ha. I was like, okay, let's play. And I like that was probably one of the most triumphant feelings in fandom when I kicked his damn ass with my deck. And it's just like, yeah, like it like it's one of those things that the older I've gotten, the more I realize I don't have to prove anything to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also realized, you know what? I will give you a chance to show how stupid you are. Mm-hmm. Like just come at me. Like feel free. it's yeah.
No, I think that's kind of the thing. It's not that we have to engage with these people like we feel like we have to. It's more like, I'm just show you how stupid you look. I'm just show you how dumb you look. You think I don't know this, like this whole thing? You don't think I've ever watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z or like, which again is a stupid thing, is when people think if you haven't watched an episode of said anime that you're not a fan. Because that just doesn't make any sense, because everybody's entry point is different.
Oh, or the ones where like you have to watch it from the first episode to the last episode and all the movies and all the filler and in this order. It's like, no, barely anybody has time for that. If your weeb ass got off and out of your damn basement, maybe you would have time to have not watched Bleach to completion. Don't give me crap for it.
True.
Because I still haven't finished Bleach, and I say that all the time, and I don't think I will ever finish it because I am very lost in filler, and I don't know where I left off.
That's me. I left off before they finished the Waco Mundo arc, and I don't think I'm ever going back. I know how it ends in the manga, and that's good enough. No, it's not good enough. Sorry, but I'm fine.
I just can't watch the episode of Hime again.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next question before we go into our other rant.
Sorry, that was a rant. I just talked.
But no, I mean, like, we all have our own experiences with it, with toxic behavior as it comes in many shapes and forms. So then, kind of like, Eunice, since again you talked about BlackGirlsAnime being your community, I just kind of want to talk about the importance of finding your community in the fandom. So it doesn't have to be specifically BlackGirlsAnime, but like just in your experience before having it, or like, you know, just, yeah, I'm just gonna repeat the question and edit that part out. I rambled. The importance of finding your community within the fandom.
Oh my God, it's so important, and it's so amazing when you find it, especially when you find people who are, and don't get me wrong, there are so many men out there, you know, that are like amazing, and they're like, they love you and they embrace you and they treat you as family. Because in my group, I can only honestly speak on BlackGirlsAnime. I can't speak on anything, but BlackGirlsAnime has like a whole, like, we have a Discord, we have a group, and everybody's treated like family. Like, we ride for each other. Like, if we ever saw anybody bullying anybody, it's a wrap for that person, because everybody gets on them. Everybody's like, you're not going to talk about my person. So when you find a community of people who are like-minded like you, that like, you know, they want you to succeed. They like put in, they bless you with recommendations. They don't quiz you. They try to engage in conversation. They try to be like, oh, you saw this? What did you think? Like, the question isn't, have you seen? The question is like, what did you think of so-and-so during this arc? And then you guys get into that conversation where it's flowing and it's respectful. And I think that people don't understand that, how amazing it is to just have that like family sense in an anime community, especially with how toxic anime communities can be. When you find that group of people who are just like there, and you know that you can always talk. Like my group on Facebook, I have like so many groups on Facebook, and I have so many groups on Twitter itself, and they're like, everybody sees each other as a sister and a brother. Like, it's just amazing to, like, you know, people always type up their feelings or type up how their day went, and they know that no one in the group is going to judge them. No one in the group is going to screenshot and like report them or embarrass them. Like, everything is sacred. So when you find that group that keeps everything sacred for you, anime is amazing. That's when it becomes like, whoa, like, this is fun. Like, we're like, everybody starts planning trips together. Now you don't have to look for a hotel buddy, because you know so-and-so is going to be there. A lot of people sleep at each other's houses. Like, my when I went to KatsuCon, I didn't stay at a hotel. I stayed with the girl that I met online. Like, isn't that crazy? Anime, like, I literally met this girl online, and I slept at her house, and I ate her food, and I still hung out with her family. That's crazy to people. Like, you see how amazing it is to have a community that's just like, boom, and you're like, you're just there, and you can always call on them. Like, I feel like if people had that, just maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Just maybe. I don't know.
I agree. I mean, speaking from experience, I just bummed on Kate's couch for South by Southwest. So no, it's not crazy at all, because it's kind of like first time meeting a person, but like, granted, like, talking about anime and stuff, like being kind of connected over like our shared interests and stuff, and then also like having a podcast together and other things. But like I totally get what you mean about like there's people in like on Twitter that I've connected with through anime and stuff where I'm like, I feel so close to y'all. And then like when I find out they're coming to Chicago, I'm like, oh, we're gonna meet up, we're gonna go out, we're gonna do this. It's not gonna be like we can talk about anime in person and we can do all this stuff together. We can have fun. Exactly. It's so great.
It's amazing. I honestly live for it. Like, you know, I'm going to DreamCon and everybody's like, oh, you're going to DreamCon. Hey, let me, you need a ride. Let me, you want to stay at my house? Everybody's like, offering me things. And I'm like, I'm good. I got an Airbnb. They're like, oh no, you don't have to do that. And like, I'm like, dang, this is crazy how much people, when you connect with people on like just a general basis of like anime and you build off that with friendship, it's amazing. It's honestly phenomenal. I honestly cannot deal with how amazing I feel every time I talk to somebody and they're like, oh, you're gonna be in my city, you gotta let me take you out. Like, do you know how cool that is? And it'll be like, and they'll take me to a comic store and a manga store because they know I'm obsessed with mangas, and then they'll watch me splurge and they'll be like, girl, stop it. They'll be like, girl, stop. And I'm like, no, you can't bring me to a manga store and not expect me to blow money. It's crazy talk. Come on.
So I do want to ask you a follow-up question too, like, because you said how open and, you know, familial your community is. As, you know, somebody who runs a community, like, what have you done to kind of like cultivate that? You know, like, do you have mods? Do you have admins? Oh, yes. I know Discord has a slew of bots because we have a Discord for But Why Though, and it's one of those things where I'm just really interested, like, how you go forward with, because I like, right, like, it's easy to say like everybody get together, we all love each other, that's it. But like, is there anything else that goes into building that?
Oh, there's so much. Okay, if you want to build a phenomenal group and friendship, you need people you can trust. Like, I have a total of, it's like, what, 6 of us? It's me, Shaniqua, Bree, Chantel, Rochelle, and Mia. So there's 6 of us, and we are like the tightest units. Like, Shaniqua is my admin, and Bree's my admin for Instagram, and everybody else is a mod or for an admin on their own right for our Facebook group. And then we have this boy named Bruce who like controls our Discord. So I have all these people who believe in my vision for Black Girls Anime and what I want to do, and they help me, because there's no way in hell with a full-time job I will ever be able to like do what I do. Like, they help me out with so much. Like, I make all the posts and I like do all the research for the news, like so does Bree. But like, if without them, I honestly would not be where I am today. And they all know how grateful I am to them. And like, people need to understand, imagine this. And I haven't met Shaniqua yet. I haven't met Chantel yet. I haven't met any of them, but we literally bonded online, and we are like a sisterhood. Like, we are a tight unit. Like, nothing can break us. We had one incident when someone tried to break the unit up, but like, I feel like God like brought these women into my life. Like, they're like my soul, like they're my extended sisters that I've always wanted. So, you know, once you find that group of people you trust in your own circle, you flourish. Honestly, you literally flourish. Like, our Discord, we just started it. I don't even think it's been a week. It has over 200 members. Our Facebook group has 1,700. I have all these Instagram supporters, all these things happening. And I'm like, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this. And like, I'm so grateful to them. I try to, as long as like, anytime people ever like, oh, Black Girls Anime is just Eunice. No, it's all of us. They just like to be in the background. They like to be doing the background stuff. And I'm like, they like me to be forward, but I am grateful to all of them. And I love you guys. I hope when you guys hear this, I love you.
That's so dope. That is so dope. I mean, like, it sounds like it's like a job. Like,
oh my God, it sounds like a job. So much.
Yeah.
So much work.
No, but it's like, it's not like, I think, one, I appreciate the work that y'all put into it, because like, I've learned that mods play such a big role when it comes to like community pages, because it's helpful knowing who you can contact when you see somebody behaving like, you know, like not abiding by like the community's like, not, I want to say rules, but you know, like the agreed upon like behavior, like, you know, you can stop somebody from like, that's not what's going to happen here. And then like, it can weed out the toxic behavior. And it just makes y'all help make the community better, or like improve it when there's like areas when there's opportunities for it to improve. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
Now, and two, like, if you're listening right here and you want to get involved with Black Girls Anime, like, we'll get all those links from Eunice, and we will put them all in the show notes. And you can go and you can thrive in this wonderful community that, you know, that she has.
Yeah, my community's dope. I love everybody. Sometimes they frustrate me. They know who they are. They know who they are.
What about you, Nisha, for importance of finding community?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's super important for me. It's been great. Like, I think the last year actually is when I first found I found out about Eunice, your page, like Black Girls Anime on Facebook, and then I found about like Twitter also. So I've learned that Facebook isn't dead as long as I have like an anime group page, one or two anime group pages, and that helps because that's where I can really have long form discussions with people, and I'm in a safe environment. So like the importance of finding community for me is safety, because I feel like there's so many people on Twitter who take things to like the next level of like basically threatening you. Like, I've been threatened. Like, there was a conversation now, like I talked back to someone and they're just like, bitch, I'll come and rape you. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. It got really bad. I was just like, yeah, you ain't gonna do shit, but just in case, let me block and report you. But it's still, that made me think, like, you know what? People don't be playing on here. Like, people get, is it called doxing? I don't know. When people, like, basically expose folks and, like,
doxing.
Put up, yeah, thank you. So, yeah, doxing, like, putting out, like, where they work or what job they do. And, like, that's the stuff that really got me. Like, I was just, like, I was more concerned about, like, what if they, like, send stuff to my job? What if they actually do show up where I work? And, like, what if they were to, like, actually figure out where I lived? That's why I have like apartment hunting in Wakanda for so long on my like location on Twitter. But then like there's just like with Google, it's easy to find somebody, and with the right Google searches you can do that. So like that was like really nerve-wracking for me, and like that wasn't the only experience I had with someone like threatening me. It was like harm because I disagreed with them. And I wasn't even being like hateful or anything. I'm like, no, like this is my opinion. Like he literally went to the next level. He probably was just a bot, but you can never be too safe. So that kind of like kept me from not wanting to engage a lot. But then like I found like I started to get back into Twitter, and then also like back into like joining into anime discussions online. And that's when I found out like, oh wait, there's like Facebook pages that like are private. There's the private ones and there's the public ones where you can have like private discussions and you have to be added to the page. You have to request entry, and then there's ones that are public where you can do it and use like there's moderators and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this really helps me feel safe, and I can share my opinions, and I don't like I have not been threatened. Yeah. So it's like it's really about like having that extra layer of security, but also there's also like with the importance of community for me is just like having those connections, man. Like how you talked about how there's people you haven't met before in person, but then like you can go to a con. Like, hey, are you going to this con? Yeah, I'm going. Well, like I'll go too if we can like meet up and stay together. I'm like, that's the stuff I look forward to now. Like I used to be afraid of traveling by myself. I got over that real quick once I knew there's somebody in a city that I can go see. Or if there's like I was a victim of Universal Scam Con. I feel like I have to put that out there. But that trip helped me like connect with people, like other nerdy, like-minded people. And that's what really got me to get out of my shell and travel more and go to these things. So it's the same thing with anime. Like if I connect with somebody and we know that we want to go to a con together, I'm like, well, shoot, we can split this room and we can go and we can hang out together. And like, so yeah, it's just the importance of having those people there. It really helps. Like online friends are real friends.
They are.
For sure. What about you, Kate? What has been your experience with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's less anime specific in that I still don't feel like I have a large anime community, right? Like I just talk to a few people about anime. But I actually, this is funny, because the One Punch Man trailer dropped today, because it's coming on to Hulu. I didn't realize so many of my writers for the site love One Punch Man. Like the writers chat, like we drop, because we tweet out, trailers and stuff from our account. We drop them in the writers chat, boost them, whatever. And a lot of the times they'll start discussion, and all of a sudden I just see all of these different writers coming in and talking about it. I'm like, oh, damn, there are a lot of people who love anime in here. But it's one of those things where like when I started building out But Why Though, it was about just finding a place where everybody could feel free to express themselves. And like listening to you guys talk, I actually feel like as loud as I am about anime, like IRL, I don't actually think I'm that loud about it online, or like, you know what I mean? Or as a presence in there. I don't know why that is. But just listen to you guys talk. I'm doing like some introspective, like looking at my, my online behaviors. But like, one of the reasons I have my co-host on my podcast is the one that's not my husband, is because we went to college together and he wore a Dragon Ball Z shirt one day. And I said, cool Dragon Ball Z shirt. And then the next meeting we went to, I wore a Star Wars shirt. He said, cool Star Wars shirt. And then we bonded over those two things. And now we've been doing a podcast together for 2 years. We've known each other for about 7 now. Like it's been, I have less to say on large community and more to say just like when you find people that you click with, especially Nisha. Like shit, we're doing this podcast because I made a joke that we should drink and watch Dragon Ball Evolution together. And then this is and we found each other on Twitter and here we are. And we're friends and I finally got to see her in real life and it was amazing to kind of have somebody to go through that stuff with. And it's also one of those things is like, with her, I have somebody to send my thirsty Vegeta pictures to because I didn't have anybody before that. Like, oh shit, I saw some really, really weird anime shit. I gotta share this with somebody. And I sent it to her.
Oh, and that last one I sent you.
Oh god, no. You ruined my night. But it's one of those things where, like,
sorry.
No, you're fine. It's like, I'm learning how to be in a community with it because since like high school, I had a lot of people around me. And I've just never brought that presence online. For whatever reason, I don't know why. And I mean, I think a lot of it too is I've kind of gotten a little bit more fearful online. Like I've been targeted by Comicsgate before. We've had people, stalk our Twitch streams before and jump into our Discord and do speech talk to text to speech and like just mess stuff up. And I think ultimately, I actually think you're right, Nisha, that like Facebook groups are like the safest space because like if you're on Twitch or you're doing a podcast or you tweet, like there are so many little things. I'm really fearful of getting doxxed. I'm really really worried about that, but at the same time, like I talking with you guys really makes me want to reach out and make myself a part of anime Twitter. To meet more people like y'all. Cause I mean, sorry. It's great to find those people online. Cause like, I wish I had people like in my area who like go into, anime conventions and stuff. I don't have that many, I don't know who to go with half the time. And not all anime is the same, not all in that, like I can like one thing and somebody could like a completely different genre. We may not, click. Right. But trying to find an online community or even just building out the anime part of, the community that I've built. Like, I think that's going to go a long way. I'm happy I have you two here to talk about this and make me realize what I need in my life.
Aww. Yeah. That's what we're here for. This is what this podcast is for. I mean, it's not originally, but it's what it's turning into.
Yeah, I mean, we found a whole bunch of people who like anime now just through this podcast.
When we did our questions thread, I think that was like really, really fun to just like, there was I could say this, like we had probably had one person who was being toxic. And I feel like that's saying a lot. But like there was like and then the conversations that were happening within the questions thread was like people just communicating with each other and like sharing their experiences with anime. I'm like, this is pure. This is good. Yeah. This is why we're doing this. Also because we're anime nerds. But yes. But yeah, it's just so comforting to have a community. And like I want also Kate, you're my thirstability partner. Like we have accountability partners. You're my thirstability partner when it comes to anime men. Like, who else? Yes. Who else am I going to talk about tall, broad-shouldered anime men with?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what's so funny? I actually have a group.
Where is it?
I have a group called 2D Whores.
Oh my god.
It's actually very popular. We have over 100 members.
I love that.
Can you
link that?
I don't think we can add anymore because it's on Twitter, and I don't think.
Damn it.
But
yeah, that makes sense.
You know, it's the funniest thing that I was telling people like, oh, I would make a third one, and I never made it because I was so lazy. Oh my god, I was so tired. But like, yeah, we have a 2D horror group, and it's the best. I literally, awesome. Those girls kill me. We speak about like, you know, like I'm really into smutty anime. Like I feel like everybody on Twitter.
I am too.
Man, I love smut manga. I am a smut whore when it comes to like anything. Like I just love smut. Like I've been reading it since I was 10. I know I should be ashamed of myself, and my mom should have definitely had parental lock, but Manga Rock did not. So I was wilding out anyway. So now I have these groups called 2D BGA's 2D whores, and it's the best. All we talk about is smut, yaoi, yuri, and and by the way, anyone that's listening to this, your husband is for the community. So just let it go. He's not yours. He's ours. We share these 2D boys. So I need everybody to stop claiming Lord Sesshomaru as their personal bae. He is our personal bae. Say it with me, ladies. Our personal bae. Because everybody needs to get it through their heads that you can't claim anybody other than Yusuke. Yusuke, your mesh, she is mine and mine alone. I will fight you. So, the tattoo on my body says otherwise. So I'm just putting it out there to the world.
I love you.
Yeah. But I know I really love, oh my god, like when we talk about community, the more I think about all the women and men that I have. I'm just so grateful for them, and they're in a craziness, and they're so strong-willed, and like I have some shy people, but then these shy people became strong-willed through the group, and I just love the growth. You know that you guys watch Insecure?
Yes.
You do? Oh, hold on, what happened?
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Nisha. Oh, you're like super low. Oh, how about it's your mic did that thing that it did the other day where like I can barely hear you.
Bear with me. I'm gonna have to unplug it. Do it the same Eunice.
Turn it off, turn it back on, blow on it a little.
Blow on it. Oh my god, PS2 controller. God. No, it's like what is it? The GameCube days?
Mm-hmm.
When you had to like blow, like stop the game, blow on it. Oh god.
Shit. Now what I do is I gotta like my phone gets a little hot and it starts freezing. I just put it like in the car, like in the little air conditioner slat. Yeah. Put it there for a few minutes.
Isn't it crazy that phones overheat? Oh my god.
Yeah.
They always overheat for me on the worst time. I'll be on live speaking that real shit, and boom, my phone starts to overheat, and then it just says it needs to cool off. I'm like, yeah, because I was speaking that fire. I was hitting them with the truth bomb. Phone couldn't handle it.
Oh, yeah, that happened to me today. I was so sad.
Oh yeah.
I was reading a doujinshi on my phone, and it was like, it needs to cool off. I was like, no, don't do that.
Don't.
Nisha, we still can't hear you.
Dang it. Wait, can you hear me now?
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to hold my laptop on my I have to like my camera mic, and then I have my other mic. I don't know which one is acting up, so my laptop is in my lap.
I believe in you.
I don't know what's going on. But no, I agree with everything y'all said. Damn, what were we talking about before my mic went out?
Community dick.
Smut anime. Yeah.
You know what's so funny?
Yes.
I made a joke about that, and I think that's when people kind of like figured out that I'm just ridiculous. I was like, oh yeah, everybody's claiming Lord Sesshomaru, not knowing that he's community dick, and ever since then it's been like I see that everywhere. I'm like, oh god, what did I start? But I'm just letting y'all know, like, ladies, let it go. He's not your man. He's ours.
I mean, it's kind of like in junior high when everybody was arguing over Little Romeo or Bow Wow. It's like I was in the background of like Vegeta. Yeah. or like some other anime boy. I was just like, I don't care about Bow Wow, but like Vegeta though, he looks like a handsome man. Oh no, I mean,
there's
but like
so many anime men.
God.
So we oh yes, we can cut this out or not. But it's funny. Young Kate, like 12, 13, okay. I think I actually said this on the podcast before, but like young Kate was like, ooh, it'd be cool if there was a Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon crossover. I'm gonna look that up for fan art. Not realizing that there is like an entire fucking hentai series that is just Dragon X Sailor or something like that.
And it is magical. I remember seeing it at 16 years old. Like, oh, okay.
And it popped up on my screen and I didn't close it right away.
Dude.
But
like, I feel like anime has played a role in like at least most of our like sexual awakening. Like, I can at least I can talk about mine. Like, where it's just like, I definitely woke up at like midnight to go and read fan fiction on the family computer.
Oh my God. You guys remember Lemons? Do you guys remember Lemons?
Oh my God. Lemons are so good.
Lemons? I
did too. Oh
my God, can I talk about how I was wilding out at 13 years old? Like, I am the biggest Maya Shingo fan. I think everybody on Twitter can kind of like, I need her to notice me. Maya Shingo, notice me. I love you, queen. And I was so obsessed with her work because I was reading Howl Aaron. And Howl Aaron was this spicy ass manga. And my 13-year-old ain't never done nothing with nobody, was out here writing these adult fiction that were good. And then like I had to like delete them because I was afraid that somebody would come on ass.
Yes. Oh my God.
All my friends knew. Like, I had a friend that knew that I was me that was writing. She was like, girl, you're going to get in trouble. They're going to say you're doing some bad stuff. And I was like, oh, for real. And I had to delete it. But girl, I used to write some spicy. Like, I really need to go back in life. I need to find out. I used to write in my diary first. And then I'll show it to a friend and be like, hey, is it spicy? And she'd be like, what is that? I'd be like, I don't know, but Maya Shingo said it, so I'm going to do it too. And I could really write them into these. Oh my God. And people were like, ooh. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting traction. I have to go. This is scary. I don't know what to do. I'm a little girl. Oh my God, I'm 13 years old. There's probably a 30-year-old woman relating to me. And I'm like, oh, sister, I don't know. And it was
God. Nope. I feel you. I definitely had a spiral that I wrote, like I filled that entire spiral with a lemon fan fiction about Rurouni Kenshin. Because I had to.
Girl, I think that was good.
If you just want to send me that.
Oh my God.
I will say.
Lemons go though. Like, they're gone.
Good ones, yes. The good ones are hard to find. I will say mine are still out there. I did not delete mine, but I wrote under a pseudonym.
I deleted mine. I had to go. I was out here. If my mom ever found out, she would kill me.
Oh my God. So my mom found, we had a communal computer for the longest time growing up. And I accidentally saved a picture of, I think it was Naked Sesshomaru and Gome. I know. Well, because like it was only me and my brother who used it for the longest time. My brother is really younger than me. And my brother found it. Mom, if you're listening, I apologize. Brother, if you're listening, I apologize. And I blamed it on my brother when my mom found it. And that boy could not get on the computer without anybody next to him for like the next 2 years. I had to do what I wanted, though.
I was pretty clever. I know I learned how to delete the browser history at age 12. So like I would wake up. It started off with me like waking up at midnight. This is before I had a cell phone or like any kind of device, until I had my PSP and I learned how to go online with my PSP, like to a website, and I could just read the fan fiction in my bed. But basically I would wake up, wait till everybody was asleep, go downstairs, read some fan fiction, and eventually I decided like I could write this. So I started writing it, and I'd be up until 3 a.m. My 13-year-old ass, again, never did nothing, don't know nothing about sex except for what I've read. And and then mine got traction too. And then I like going back and reading it now about age, I'm just like, oh God, I knew nothing. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, oh no, this is terrible. And like, but there's people who loved it. I was just like, no, I didn't understand what consent was then. This is terrible.
So I was like also reading Anne Rice at the same time. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if these two anime characters did this?
Yep.
Oh God. There are things. I mean, I will say this now. I do think the one thing that is stuck is hentai doujinshi. I still read that.
Girl, me too. I'm not ashamed to say I'm the biggest hentai fan in the world. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the biggest hentai fan in the world. I do not play about my hentai. I am very serious.
I just don't watch the video because then I get pulled into, is there a story here? What's happening? This is because it's intriguing. Like I think like hentai is super intriguing. It's like way more like story driven than porn.
True.
I don't like watching. I just love reading.
Yeah.
With a glass of wine now that I'm old enough to drink.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. Like I don't watch hentai, but I read it. Like I enjoy reading hentai.
Yeah, because again, we've like I still don't know how I went down that dark path, Kate.
Say it with your chest. That's what you watch. We all didn't. Don't be ashamed. I that was my first.
No, it wasn't that I was ashamed or anything. It was just like I sat there. Wait, what'd you say?
I just said you stumbled across some
yeah, I still don't know how I stumbled across like in my regular timeline. I was just like, I have stumbled into like the hinty.
Yo, you know how mischievous I was as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
I learned about incognito.
Oh,
it was a game changer and a rap. That's when I knew there was something wrong with me. That's when I was wilding. Like when I said I was wilding, like I was child. Look, I look back in life and I'm like,
hey, the power of anime, and hentai.
The power of anime, then boom, hentai came into my life. I was like, woo, I'm learning shit. Oh God.
Look, me.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say me being a pastor's daughter.
Really?
Yeah, I am. I've been a preacher's daughter all my life, so it's kind of like I knew I could never be caught with this stuff because the child blocks would have been on so fast. So I had to find ways, and I found them. So the power of anime will compel you to do what you gotta do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, man. Oh, this is gonna be another episode.
But I actually think this transitions into question. It's not in here. It's not on here. Okay. So I did have a question too. This kind of translates into like when you go to anime conventions, there are like a whole bunch of people walking around with like hentai like jackets and sweaters like on their shirts and stuff. And I was wondering how, because I deal with a particular way, but I was wondering how you guys do. Like there are definitely sections of anime, mostly men or young or boys, I guess, essentially, who use hentai and use even just like shonen women, right? Like, and start fetishizing women from that point. And so I know for me, it's gotten uncomfortable sometimes at cons because I'm just like, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
Why are you like, this is one, okay. I don't know how to really unpack this, but just how do y'all feel about that? Because that's definitely a big subculture, like within like convention life. I'm not like, because like I've seen a dude carrying around a full like naked body pillow and like staring at like cosplayers. I'm just like, this is weird and I don't know how to respond.
Yeah.
These guys are ridiculous sometimes when they come to the cons and they're so, because they're so free at this time. Like, when you come to cons, you expect not to be judged for your weirdness, but then they're so, damn, you really out here wilding like this, my guy, like relax. And I know a lot of cosplayers have spoken out like, they wear the sexy outfits or they wear the characters outfits. Characters outfits are super exposing. Like high school DxD, like let's all like their characters, like who has like the sexiest one? Like Fairy Tail has like really really sexy, stuff like that. Like the girl, and I know like the girl from My Hero Academia. That one's another.
Oh yeah,
the one the creation one, Momo. Yeah,
Momo.
And so like these guys, they come here and they're like they see these women. It's like these anime characters are coming to life with these women, especially with women that look like the characters so much. It's kind of scary. And they come in and they just like they come in with their pillows and they come in with their lusting eyes. But I have a friend that's a big is a cosplayer, and she told me, like, you know what, I've gotten used to the eyes, I've gotten used to the stares, as long as they're respectful and they don't inappropriately touch me or inappropriately say something to me, who am I to tell them that they can't do something? Now, me, I don't cosplay. Like, I don't cosplay at all. I cosplayed once and I was like, okay, that's cool. If I was there and somebody looked at me like that, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to talk to you. We're gonna have a conversation about why you don't even look at me, because I don't want to look at you looking at me looking at you. Okay, is this too much looking? Like, just appreciate the cosplay and be about your way. But, you know, like I said, I don't cosplay, so I really can't speak on anything. All I'm just saying is that everybody should just learn to keep their hands to themselves, period.
True. I mean, like, I do cosplay. Oh, sorry, were you going to say something else?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, so I'm in the same boat with that. Well, like, I do cosplay, but, like, I have yet to, like, premiere cosplay at a convention, like, with people around me. I just, like, post pictures. And I do want to do an anime cosplay, but, like, most of the women I want to cosplay as are usually the ones that are in more revealing clothes. Mm-hmm. And that kind of has made me apprehensive to doing it right now, just because toxic men gonna toxic men. But I don't want that to, like, stop me from doing it, because, like, cosplay is fun. Like, the whole point of it is to have fun and enjoy it. But I'm in the same. I agree. I feel like people have to, like, understand, like, just because you see this character that you love and, like, it might be a fantasy of yours to touch her in real life, you can't touch this actual real person dressed up as her. Mm-hmm. And that's where the line has to stop. And then it's just like the stuff. Like, I'm really, like, bothered when it's like an underage child character. Like, when it's like the men are obsessing over like that's like when we're talking about 2D. Like, yes, do I find 2D anime men attractive because they're drawn attractively? Yes. But then there's, like, you know, the ones who, like, I think there's people who like what is it, Chibi Moon? Like, I've seen like stuff about that, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, this is problematic. Or, like, people will say stuff about, like, the My Hero Academia kids, and I'm just like, okay, I get that. Yes, like, and they're talking about the characters. That's the stuff that kind of makes me more iffy on them, because, again, are you talking about them as children? That's creepy.
If you don't, I tell people all the time, like, especially my group, they know this about me. I'm cool. Like, I love a good, you know, whatever, but you need to age up these children, like, these people. They become 18 in your drawing. I don't want to see baby boy get impounded by baby boy Bakugo. I don't want to see. Like, I need grown men. I am a grown woman. First of all, that looks horrible. If I ever saw that, I would be shook. I would be so shook.
I've seen it and it shook me. Like,
people try to send it to me, and I'm like, yo, you so disrespectful. If you know how I feel about this, like, I don't care. Like, I don't judge people on what they like, but I like when you age it up. Like, I've seen Chibiusa be aged up back into, you know, Dark Lady.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And she's Dark Lady's age, because Dark Lady's age is like a 22-year-old grown-ass woman. She can do what she wants. I ain't gonna stop her.
Exactly.
And I'm not gonna look at Chibiusa when she is 6 years old. Okay, I don't want to see it. It's a wrap. You send it my way. You getting blocked. And I'm calling the FBI, because you clearly were wilding out.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that, like, I think because they're 2D, I think a lot of people, and it's not just dudes. I think it's mostly dudes, but I've definitely seen some women, you know, do that shit too. But it's just like, there are definitely, like, there are lines. There are lines.
You know? No, for sure.
And then that's also one of the, because like, I went to my first, like, dedicated anime convention, and I was like, I think I messaged you, Nisha. I was like, there are people full on hentai jackets, which like is cool, but, like, they're also, like, I saw, like, it didn't happen to me. I wasn't cosplaying. I also, like, I have the luxury of going to cons with my husband all the time, so I don't have to worry about stuff, like, you know, I don't have to worry about stuff like that as much. But, like, I saw they were looking at cosplayers. They were really close. They were, like, just talking really openly about shit, which is, like, fine, but, like, I couldn't tell if they were talking about the cosplayers or the character, or, like, it was confusing. And I was like, this is, like, it's weird, because I think anime gives us a lot of problematic tropes and stuff. And so I know navigating that world for me has been one of those things, like, oh, I love this character. I wish she hadn't been drawn that way. Or, like, shit, I feel so bad calling Sakura useless, but, like, like, there are tropes in anime that I think are really, really problematic. And I think navigating those things are hard enough when I'm like watching it. And it gets even harder when I go into like IRL conversations or like conventions and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you said, it comes down to boundaries. Like whether it's the 2D character or it's the cosplayer who's cosplaying them at the moment, it's definitely about boundaries because it's like what you said about the it's Deku and Bakugo thing. I'm like, I've seen it. I just don't care for it when it's their teenagers. Like it just like that adds a layer of like, okay, this ain't okay. And like people have boundaries. Because it's like one thing to be like, oh, it's a high school anime couple. That's cute. That's cool. Okay. But like nothing beyond the lens of like, you know, rated XXX with like children. It's just, it's weird. It's like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. But no, so I know it's kind of getting late, so we can kind of get to the last few questions. I don't want to keep you too long. Mm-hmm. So kind of want to go into gatekeeping. And I know that kind of like is a broad thing, but we kind of have it like, what is some gatekeeping you've dealt with outside of your community? So like, I think we've kind of touched on it, but if you want to go into more depth about like just gatekeeping in general or like your experience with it.
I did not know gatekeeping was a real thing. Let's start off with that. I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't know that was a word that was so new to me, and then it hit me. So gatekeeping, I guess, is like, what is gatekeeping? Honestly, somebody tell me what the hell gatekeeping is, because I do not know. Like, I'm not even gonna front. I don't even understand it. It don't make sense to me. Like, what are you protecting? The character, the story, the author? What are you protecting, sir? He doesn't know you. He doesn't know you by first name. Why are you so concerned with what I say about this person? They don't know me. We so damn invisible to them. What is gatekeeping? Seriously, I really need to know. Is there an urban dictionary around here? Because I need to know what the hell this gatekeeping is and why is it so damn popular that these boys keep doing it? Because it doesn't make sense. Why are you who are you protecting? What are you protecting? You're protecting what? Your fragile ego because a girl knew something more than you? Like, you know how many times I have to prove these little boys wrong and then they get mad? What you mad for, sir? You should be thanking me. Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you, Eunice. And I'm like, you're welcome. We all learn, and you teach me something I didn't know, and then we're all good. But nobody want to do that. Everybody want to be mad. They want to be mad and miserable. Just miserable and mad.
Mad and miserable. That is accurate.
Very. For anybody who's a listener who does want the definition of gatekeeping, it is the activity of controlling and usually limiting general access to something, which doesn't make sense when it is something that is in the public. Like, it is for consumption. It's for public consumption. It does not make sense.
Yeah, like usually, so like some of the ways that people gatekeep is like, oh, this was created for me, not you. It happens with shonen, right? Mm-hmm. Or, oh, I've seen all 400 episodes of this. You know, like they use different things to set them apart from casuals. Mm-hmm. I hate the word casual because I'm a gamer too. So like I hate the use of the word casual in like almost every sense. But like people like try to put themselves as somehow like experts on these things and keep out people who aren't at their level. And I'm just like, dude, one, that's a sad, like not that sad, but it's just like, if this is the only thing that you're like uplifting about yourself and you can only make yourself feel better by keeping other people out of this, like you have to do some real big looks at your life. Like it's it's weird. I mean, I know for me, I would say like the biggest gatekeeping biggest gatekeeping I've gotten has been from like Dragon Ball Z. Because the Dragon Ball franchise, because I don't care about Dragon Ball. I don't care about Baby Goku. I just don't. Mm-hmm. I love Dragon Ball Z. I don't really care about a lot of the rest of the franchise. You know, like, because Dragon Ball Z was just my favorite. You know, I like Super, but that's where I am. And I know that, especially because it was a lot of people's gateway anime, they feel super possessive about it. And so I mean, I guess you kind of mentioned it earlier, just like, not that I hate it, but I don't really want to talk about it a lot of the time. Because I know I don't know about it as much. So I'm just not going to partake in the conversation because I've had bad experiences.
True. And it's basically their way of like, when people use coded language, like, y'all just getting on I'm saying showboat, but that's not the word. Like, what is it? You get on the bandwagon. Like, that's just a way of gatekeeping, where they just like, oh, y'all, everybody like Dragon Ball Z now because y'all saw Broly. I'm like, so you don't want more fans for something. You just want the fan circle to be you and your cousin and Day Day and them, and like that's it. Like, you don't want nobody else.
They only want. No, I was gonna say, like, they only want the people who agree with them, like the people who are like yes man. That's it. They want yes man. They don't want someone that's gonna challenge them, someone that's going to say, oh, but I believe in and I feel. They don't want an I person. They want we feel this way, or yes, I also agree to this. Like, get the hell out of my face, boy.
True. Which you make a great point, because it's like you were one of the cool girls as long as you like, and again, like you've mentioned before, there are good men in the fandom. I'm not shaming all men. So before anybody tries to come in my mentions, think twice. But I'm just saying that I felt like one thing was like, you're a cool girl if you agree with and this goes beyond anime, if you agree with everything that they said and they like. But the second you show your individuality, and the second you share your opinion on something, you don't know what you're talking about. Which is just stupid, because like I am a human person with feelings and opinions, and I can share them on said thing that you also publicly consume. Like, it's like, it is like, and the thing is stupid is like, y'all don't want people to consume this product, because you do realize the more fans that like it, the more content you'll get. Like, I want another Dragon Ball Super movie. So you should be happy when everybody was like not everybody, but there's just like a select few on Twitter being ashy about, oh, where are all these fans coming out from now? I'm like, people can just get introduced to the damn franchise and go see a movie. Like, there's people who probably their first interaction with this franchise, I'm using Dragon Ball because, like, same as Kate, like, I feel like that's the one I've dealt with the most gatekeeping on for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just like it's the most popular anime, and like when it comes to North America, but I feel like that's one that's like truly you could just like if you are a woman and you breathe. Like, if you let out an opinion about Dragon Ball, you're gonna get met with some kind of backlash.
Yeah.
So that made me go into another rant. But the point is, I just feel like there's coded language. Like, there's different like tactics for gatekeepers where they try to make people feel like they have to prove themselves, and it's not necessarily like what, like you said, Eunice, like you said, like what are you gatekeeping? This is a product. This is a thing that is supposed to be publicly consumed by the masses. So, like, what are you doing? It's stupid.
It's so funny.
It truly is. Which I guess we don't have to do the other one. The other one was like gatekeeping from within, which I feel like we already kind of like went into. So we'll wrap up with the last question. I just put sexism. We all can just share and talk about sexism from our experience in the fandom.
Sexism in the anime community is so ridiculous. My God. It's funny to me, but it's sad at the same time, because it's just so dumb. Like, you're telling me because I'm a woman, because I am just a lady, a girl with a vagina, I can't know anything about an anime that you watch because you're a man and you're supposed to know more. I find it mind-boggling. I find it absolutely disgusting. I think anyone that believes that just because they're a man they know more is automatically trash, because there are women and there are other men out there and there are other people who are gender neutral, gender, all that stuff that know more than you, and you need to learn that you are not the king of it all, that there's always going to be someone that's smarter than you. There's always going to be someone that's going to be no more than you. And you should learn to accept it, whether it comes from a woman, a man, or a non-binary human being. It doesn't matter. And like, once people get that through their thick skulls, that it doesn't matter what you got going downstairs or what you got going wherever, or how you feel or what you identify as, when they get that through their thick skulls, then this place becomes more inviting, because there's so many people who not only do they not watch anime they feel like because as a woman they won't be accepted, they run away from it. There's so many people. Do you know how many people I have seen delete their accounts and say, you know what, I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I have to defend myself. I'm sorry to the guys that think that they can run me, Eunice, the girl of BlackGirlsAnime, off of anything. you have a better chance of bringing hell back to earth. Okay, you have a better chance of bringing God back here, because I'm not going anywhere, and I'll be damned if I let another woman say that they're gonna leave Twitter or leave anything because a man made them feel uncomfortable. Y'all have met the right. I'm sorry, but y'all have met the right one, because I'm not the one for y'all. I'm just letting everybody know, point blank period. I'm not the one. I will continuously defend anyone that I see, any woman or non-binary or man that I see getting attacked, because I'm not going to sit there and allow this anymore. It's annoying now. It's frustrating. We're in 2019. Get over it. So a girl knows more than you, or this person knows more than you. Get over it. Learn. There's more to anime than showing. We got shoujo. We got life, slice of life. We got Josie. We got all these things. Calm down, showing boys. Damn. Calm down.
That is just like the most perfect. I'm gonna make that a soundbite for when like I get frustrated with the sexism of anime and just like play that. I'm like, Eunice is right. Like they all just need to calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah. I think it's also hard too, just because I think that, especially depending on what type of anime you watch, right? I think that there's a lot of sexism in anime itself, right? Like there's a lot of these things that get perpetuated, and I think it makes them feel like they can do that, and it's like, but that's a cartoon, dude. Don't do it. But I also think anime has gotten a whole hell of a lot better.
Yeah,
I think like outside, I guess like outside Tenchi Muyo or like the first time I saw a character in an anime that like I was like, damn, this really breaks all sorts of things outside of Sailor Moon and stuff like that. But like in my adult, I wasn't adult, I was a teenager. My more adult life was Yoruichi in Bleach, and I fell in love with her. And I was like, damn, this is a woman in Bleach. And me and Nisha have a conversation. I always told myself she was Mexican because she was brown like me all the time. So we've just decided that she's an Afro-Latina. But like seeing Yoruichi, I was just like, damn, she's kicking ass and she's doing this in shonen. It wasn't stuff that I had really seen too much of. I mean, with the exception of like Android 18, stuff like that. But it was a newer anime to me, right? And I think a lot of the times, like the guys insulate themselves, like you say, Eunice, there's more than shonen. There's more than one type of anime. There are so many different things here, but I think a lot of the times these guys really isolate themselves in just that genre, that they're like, oh, there can't be any women here, or they take bad examples of women being written badly, like Sakura and Naruto, like to like be an example for the whole, and they use that to like put themselves ahead of each other, and they're it's exhausting.
It's very exhausting.
And it's just,
No, like y'all both, first off, y'all both make excellent points, because it's like, one, for sure it is exhausting, where it's like, on the one side, it's like the actual anime has its own issues with sexism. But like you said, Kate, like it does get better. I say while I shrug my shoulders, better. But it's kind of like, I want the people who enjoy it to just like wake the hell up and like get out they sexist asses, because like y'all said, there is so much more. There is so much anime, and then I don't like being put into a box, because like my spectrum for anime can be Sailor Moon to Berserk, and y'all need to deal with that. Like that is basically me. I like horror, and I like nicely drawn, pretty magical girls. Give me both of them. Like that. Like I consume all of it. Like if it got horror, great. If it got violent fight scenes, great. Does it have a cute cooking anime show? Yes, I will also take that. Is it also hentai and smut? Yes, I will also take that. So it's just, I don't like when people try to like make you feel like you can't know one type of anime, or like, and that's not to say that people have to like every kind of genre, but it's just to say like, don't try to make people feel like they can't be knowledgeable about the things they like to entertain themselves with. And don't make them feel like they have to prove themselves. Like, I don't have to talk about the entire Cell Saga with you to prove that I know what happened. Like, or like the fabled, like, Goku Stronger fight with Goku and Superman, which I thank God I have not seen that in a while. But it's just like the stupid shonen arguments. Like, when people want to bring up all that stuff, it's dumb. It's just stupid. It's played out. I'm tired. Damn, I'm tired. Okay. Oh, y'all sounded more poignant than mine, but no. Thank you again, Eunice, for just like coming on, talking with us, and everything, like getting all this stuff out there, and just sharing your experience and your story and everything. Oh, yeah. Before we go, you want to let the people know where they can find you? Or wait, sorry, Kate, did you have anything else you wanted to add? I feel like I'm like wrapping up.
No. I have nothing else to add.
Okay, Eunice, if you have anything else you want to add, you can also.
Remember, ashy boys, if you have melanin in your skin, you're a disgrace. Thank you.
I love that. Well, since we'll of course drop all the links in the show notes, but if you want to let the people know where they can find you, where they can follow you, feel free.
You guys can follow me and my craziness on BlackGirlsAnime on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Twitch, YouTube. I'm everywhere. I'm never leaving. Y'all are stuck with me forever.
Yes. I love that. Yay. And yes, as always, you guys can find me on Twitter at LA_NEY_SHA.
And you can find me at OMMythrandir on Twitter.
And we have to do our sign off. Damn it. Okay.
Will we ever not be tired?
Will the ashy boys ever not be ashy?
Find out the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Boom.
Find out the next episode of Did You Have To? But yes, boom. Yeah. Yes, I love that you played along. But yeah, bye guys.
Bye.